I'm going to show you a simple drill that I developed by watching Carlos Alcaraz's forehand. His forehand is ginormous, but one of the secrets, I think, to how he creates so much racket speed is how he uses his shoulder to slingshot his racket through the ball. And I've developed a drill that I want to share with you that I think will help you do the exact same thing. So if you want to develop more power in your forehand, it's really about learning how to use your body efficiently. The more efficient you can use your body, the less effort it takes for you to create more racket speed. There's three things that Carlos Alcaraz does really well, but I think there's one thing that if you understand by doing the drill I'm going to show you will take your forehand to another level. The first thing Carlos Alcaraz does is he prepares really early. And the key, or the reason why this is so important, is because he coils his body and coils his shoulder. He starts storing energy. And I want you to think of the analogy of a rubber band. He's stretching the rubber band. And by coiling, this is the first stage of it. The key to his coil is making sure that his shoulder and his chin are almost touching. And you'll notice a lot of times where he has his hip facing slightly forward while his shoulders are facing back. That's the key to coiling. The second thing that I think really what makes Carlos Alcaraz's forehand equally big is how he starts to use his legs. He really loads down, and with this combination of coiling, stretching here, and then stretching his legs, it now gets to the third part. Because I've seen many pros like Federer, like Djokovic, just casually whacking the absolute crap out of balls without even loading their leg. But this next part is what I think is the game changer, and it's how Carlos Alcaraz uses his non-dominant hand or his shoulder. Most players, when they're thinking, I need to generate more power, are thinking from, if you're a right-handed player, the right side. We're thinking, hey, I need to swing this faster. What I think is a better way, which I've switched to my own forehand, and I've been amazed at how easy it is to create more power, is instead of thinking about the right side, it's thinking about the left side, the non-dominant shoulder. And this is why it's so important. When he's preparing, his left arm opens up, pulling this non-dominant shoulder out of the way, which pulls his dominant shoulder into the ball. And since he's relaxed, boom, he creates this stretch here, and it slingshots the racket through the ball. And the more he coils and the more he uses his legs, it just adds on to this effect of slingshotting the racket through the ball. So now let's do some drills so you can learn how to do this on your forehand. So the very first thing I want you to do is just grab some balls, and I want you to pretend like you're doing your swing. So we're gonna go ahead and already do our preparation, and what I want you to do is when you release and your left arm's here, I want you to do your swing one time like normal. And notice even when I swing like this, my shoulder's only about right here. But now what I want you to do is take this ball and I want you to toss it behind you. I want you to toss it behind you in a special way, meaning that once I start my swing, I'm gonna take my arm and I'm gonna pull my arm behind me and stretch it to toss the ball behind me. Now notice what happened. And you might look like, hey, Kevin swung his racket, but really I didn't swing my racket. Just by taking my arm and really pulling my arm back, my non-dominant arm, and doing this, it sends my racket forward. So now what I want you to do is just try this, where you're throwing the ball behind you. If I throw the ball behind me, you can see how, because I'm stretching, it's pulling this dominant shoulder through the ball. So again, I'll practice a couple more times. I'm gonna throw the ball behind me and really stretch the arm back. From here, you wanna start transitioning, because even if I hit the ball like here, you can notice how that looks kind of weird, and you don't want to be on the court doing that, even though it does help you pull that shoulder around. So what we want to do is get into, instead of pulling that hand down like we're going to toss it, we're going to tuck and pull back. It's almost now like we're going to elbow somebody. So now in this position, I'm going to pull and really pull that elbow back, and it does the exact same thing. And so now we're going to start smoothing it out, where you're going to open your non-dominant side early and pull this through. Now, one key to making sure this happens correctly is that you relax and you leave your hand behind. And what I mean by that is, notice that I'm gonna have my hand, or I'll put it with my racket, I'm gonna have my racket in my hand here, and if I relax in my shoulder, look what happens if this shoulder starts coming around. There's just a little bit of lag. If you want to know a specific drill of how to break this down, go ahead and watch this video here after this video, where I've broken down a special drill you can use with the basket to really help you with this action. Once you get good at doing this move where we're opening up our non-dominant arm, I want you to shadow fake hit a ball. And so what that means is I'm going to toss the ball where I can't hit it and work on my timing. So it'll look like this. Opening, so I can't hit the ball, and it gives me a little bit of chance to start working on my timing before I actually hit the ball. Again, you can really see how I'm getting that around. That's that key, because as I'm opening this up, it's slingshotting my hand forward. From here, I'm gonna do the exact same thing, open early, and the key that you wanna feel is as I'm opening and I feel that stretch, then you feel that massive stretch that you can start pulling the racket through. And really, it's gonna come through because the shoulder keeps going through. So you see this, I'm gonna stretch and release, okay? Stretch and release. Now, will you be able to get to that position all the time? No, there'll be some balls that might be deep, but when you have the time, when you have the moment and the ball's in front of you and you can really open up, that's gonna be the time for you to really open up and create more racketed speed. So now I prepared, and all I'm gonna do is open my racket or open my non-dominant side of my body up. Notice how it's just so much easier because now I'm stretching and pulling that racket forward. As I stretch, it pulls the racket forward. And the more we pull the left side open quicker, my non-dominant side open quicker, it pulls the dominant side through the ball quicker, and that's the key. Letting the arm or the hand stay back to create that little bit of stretch that snaps through, and you can learn how to do that by watching this video.